With the help of the data label, we can able to display the data on the graph. For example, I'm switching this on to make the use of it. You can see over here that the data labels are now visible. We can view it easily. Now colors, if I want to change their colors, so I can change it from here. I'll just go over here and select any type of color. So you can see over here the colors of the data labels have been changed. Now we talk about the display options over here. Right now the display option is set to auto. If the data is in millions or billions or in trillions, so it will automatically adjust the graph accordingly. Otherwise, we can also forcefully impose the values to millions, trillions, and so on. For example, if I make a demonstration for you, if I choose millions, so you can see over here we have the data in the millions. Now we'll talk about some value decimal places. If I want to show the data in the terms of decimal, so I can define it over here. Like if I place over here 1, so you can see over here that the decimal has been placed. Now we talk about some orientations. We have two types, horizontally and vertical. It's up to you how you wish to style or see your data. Like if I make it vertical, so you can see over here that the data labels are now being set vertically. And go back over here and set it to auto, so have the complete and clear picture in front of us. And what will be its position? We have 4 types: inside end, outside end, inside center, and inside base. So we can have a quick demonstration for it. Inside end, and I click on it, you can see over here we have inside on one end. Outside end, you can see over here we have the data at the outside end, and the inside center, so we have the data over here that is center and inside, and finally inside base. So you can see over here the data have been placed into the bottom of the columns. Now we talk about overflow text. If I change the position to the inside end, inside base, I will change it to inside end and make it on. So you can see over here that we have this text overflowed to its you can say column, its bar, right? You can see over here this has been overflowed. Now if I make it off, so you can see in this condition overflow text has been removed because this column does not have space to show the data label. Hope you're getting my point. We can also increase and decrease the size of the data label as well. I increase this font, I increase the font size to around 12 pixels or 12 point. So you can see over here the text size has been increased. We can change the font family as well, and we can set up a background as well, show background. You can see over here I can give some background here so it will become a bit stand out. So, and I can have the transparency on. So here you go, you can see over here we can play with the transparency as well. And now I would like to revert it to default to the original positions, or you can say original values. I click on it and we have the original values. Now we talk about the plot area. If you want to add any image in the plot area, so you can add it as well. From add image, you can select any relevant image and put it on the plot area like this. We'll go to add an image and have this graphical image over here, and if I can play with some transparency, oops, yes, you can see over here we have the image in the background. You can set its transparency, all control of the image transparency in your hand. You can also use this image fit to option, or you can fill it. It's entirely up to you. So you can see over here we have two more options, normal and fit and fill. We want to default. After that, we have the title area from which you can define our own heading to this chart. Sales by manager. So you can see over here the text has been changed to sales by person. Actually, here is the value. You can say here is the text that we just wrote right over here. And if I turn it off, so you can see the title has been disabled from this chart. Now I will go back and turn it on and put the text back, manager, and now I'll go towards okay, we have word wrap as well. Here, if I squeeze my chart and keep this option, so you can see that the title will broken into two lines. Like if I squeeze it a bit more, you can see over here that the title has been broken into two lines. And if I go back over here and put it off, so you can see over here that title over here is going to on the right, and it has been overflowed, and that overflow text has not been visible right now. So for this purpose, I back it on, and we can change the font color of the manager and the title as well. We have the background colors, we have the alignment. We can set up alignment of it. We can set background colors. We can set font size. We have font family as well. We can change the font family. If you would like to change style, so you can change the font family over here. And in the end, we were to default. After the title option here, we have background. We can set up a background from here, and we can also adjust its transparency. Like if I give this background a blue color, or play with some transparency, so you can see over here we can give this chart a background, and we can revert to default. So we have the original values. Now we should close this background and now work on the lock aspect. It locks the proportions. What does it do? It locks the proportions of an element. So if you resize, it will keep the same proportions. For now, this option is off. So if I increase or decrease the size, you will definitely experience the behavior of this chart. You can see over here this chart is it is increasing and decreasing without the aspect ratio. If I make it on, so you can see over here, and if I will, you can see over here it is increasing in the define ratio. So this is the difference of lock aspect on and off. We have a border option. If we make it on, so we have color. I make it a bit visible to you, this chart. Go back to my format options, the border. I change the color of the border and give the radius as well. Focus mode. Yes, you can see over here we have the border on the chart, and we have changed the color of the border as well. Now we talk about visual headers first. Leaving this tooltip, we can change the background and colors of the available icons over here. If I change it to background to blue and border to white, icon colors to white, I can play with transparency as well. Other than that, these icons could not have an impact on this chart as we don't have options enabled on it. So we can have the demonstration in the upcoming session, like visual warning icons and arrow icons and drop down, and these sorts of icons will be covered up in the next sessions. So in this session of the video, if we create any of the charts above, like custom bar chart, or you can say stack bar chart, stack column chart, clustered bar chart, clustered column chart, and 100 stack bar chart, stack column chart, and line chart, and these all sorts of charts, all these charts have the same fields and properties. So if I have created any of the charts from the visualization that I just took their names, so all the fields and properties that I have discussed in this session with you are all similar and standard. And in the next session, we're gonna discuss the analytic tool, so please stay tuned.